Here we're looking at signed decimal addition. So of course, simple directions, just compute this 1.8 minus 11.8 minus 3. Now, one thing that I recommend here is remembering our bump bump. Remember the bump bump? Any minus problem can be changed to a plus problem if the following number is changed to its opposite. So we can do a bump 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 bump. Oops, that's kind of ugly. Let's fix that. If we do a bump bump, then what we have is 1.8 plus a negative 11.8 plus a negative 3. Now, this is a little vague right here. I want to clarify this. Remember, this is the same thing. If we do our bump bump here, we've got 1.8 plus negative 11.8. Remember our rule. Our rules are, if signs are different signs, we subtract largest number gives the final sign. This is something you could put in your notebook. If the signs are different, we're adding or subtracting. Well, if we always do our bump bump, then we're always adding. And if the signs are different, we're going to subtract the numbers, and then the largest number gives the sign. So if we use that rule, we've got 1.8 minus plus a negative 11.8. So we just subtract 11.8 minus 1.8. That's easy. Line up our decimals. We get 10. That's our first step. Second step, largest number gives the sign. The 11.8 is the largest number. That's a negative. So boom, we get a negative 10. That's where this comes from. So there's actually a lot of thought that goes into this very first step right here. Now we have negative 10 minus 3. If we do our bump bump, bump bump, we have negative 10 plus a negative 3. That's easy. When the signs are the same, and again, notes, same signs, then we add, and the answer has the same sign. So these are both negative, so our answer has got to be negative. We add them up. 10 and 3 makes 13, and in this case we're done because that's all there is to it. So our final answer is negative 13. Let's look at another quick example. Here we've got a negative 1.6 plus a 10.8 plus a 9. Those are already pluses. We could do our bump bump here, but it doesn't make sense because bump bump, that still stays a negative 1.6. So our first step is to look at the first two. We just go from left to right, and we see that the signs are different. Different signs means we subtract. So it's 10.8 minus 1.6. Subtracting, we get 9.2. The biggest number gives the sign. 10.8 is the biggest number. It's positive, so that's a positive 9.2. Next step, we just add these two together. That gives 18.2 as our final answer. So that's all it is, all there is to it. If you remember these two rules and you put them in your notebook, memorize them, then they'll serve you really well.